Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. In today's video, we're diving into one of the most shocking valuable coins in Australian numismatic history. The Australian 50-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II has long been a symbol of the Commonwealth, national identity, and currency evolution. Since its introduction in 1966, in 1972, in 1973, in 1975, and 1974, in 1979 and 1999, the coin has undergone changes in design, composition, and mintage, while serving as both a medium of exchange and a collector's treasure. Between the years 1972 and 1999, the coin consistently showcased the Commonwealth coat of arms on the reverse, and Queen Elizabeth II's portrait on the obverse, evolving through various portrait versions. These coins represent not just currency, but snapshots of Australia's political and cultural landscape at the time. The first step, 1972, stands as a pivotal moment in Australia's post-war era. Politically, culturally, and socially, the country was undergoing significant changes. Coinage from this period not only served a functional purpose but also captured a snapshot of Australian identity. One of the most compelling examples from this era is the 1972 Australian 50-cent coin, a piece steeped in national symbolism, scarcity, and numismatic interest. The early 1970s marked a transformative time in Australian history. Prime Minister William McMahon, Liberal until December 1972, succeeded by Gough Whitlam, Labor, initiating major reforms, withdrawal from Vietnam War, rise of the environmental and women's rights movements, cultural boom, and a new wave of Australian identity. This social momentum is reflected in the nation's coinage. The 1972 50-cent coin symbolized federal unity, national heritage, and an enduring link to the British monarchy. Feature description: denomination 50 cents, metal chronicle, 75% copper, 25% nickel, mass 15.55 grams, diameter 31.65 megaplenchapok, 12-sided mint, Royal Australian Mint, Canberra, designer Rev Stewart, Devlin, designer OBV Arnold, matching portrait Queen Elizabeth II. Second portrait, Markin, portrait by Arnold, Markin, UK, Royal Mint. Description: a youthful Queen Elizabeth II wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Elizabeth to Australia 1972 reinforces Australia's constitutional monarchy, marks Australia's place in the Commonwealth of Nations. Design used from 1966 to 1984. Designer Stuart Devlin, master of the Royal Mint. Commonwealth shield. 6 segments represent each state. Supporters: kangaroo left and emu right, animals that cannot walk backward, symbolizing progress. Federation star, a 7-pointed star above the shield, 6 states plus territories. Flora, surrounded by golden wattle, Australia's national floral emblem. Every state of Australia is represented on the shield. NSW, St. George's Cross. VIC, crown and stars. QLD, Maltese cross and crown. SA, piping, shrike. WA, black swan. TAS, red lion. This reverse celebrates federal unity and Australia's natural and political geography. Total mintage in 1972. 5,600,000 coins, one of the lowest mintage years for the 50-cent dodecagonal coin. The low mintage means that fewer coins entered circulation, making high-grade examples scarce today. Many were lost, worn out, or hoarded, increasing demand for surviving coins, especially in uncirculated condition. The 1972 50C coin was issued for general circulation, meaning it was intended for everyday transactions. Worn examples are still occasionally found in change. Most surviving circulated examples show signs of age, loss of luster, worn edges on coat of arms surface, scratches and bag marks. Sharp strike, full original mint luster, no signs of wear. Highly desirable among collectors due to the low mint. Grade description: estimated value, odd circulated, fine VF, worn, common $1, 3 extremely fine XF, light wear. Some detail lost, $5, $10. About UNC, nearly mint with minor handling, $20, $30. UNC, fully uncirculated, strong luster, $40, $60. Choice, boost, best quality, $70, $100. Plus, the 1972 coin is not just a piece of currency, it is a miniature monument to Australia's identity. Geography showcases all 6 states in symbolic form. Nature: emu, kangaroo, and wattle reflect the land, flora, and fauna. Politics: the coat of arms and crown connect modern Australia to both British heritage and federal democracy. Mint: all coins were struck in Canberra, Australia's capital, central to its political heart. Low mintage: second lowest non-commemorative issue of the 1970s, historically important. Coin from a transitional political year. Design stability: features classic enduring coat of arms design, difficult to find in mint condition today. Avoid cleaned or scratched coins. Look for crisp details on the emu's feathers and the kangaroo's head, the queen's tiara, and facial features. Sharp edge angles, dodecagon should be well defined. Store in a dry, cool environment using acid-free holders. The 1972 Australian 50-cent coin is a small but powerful reflection of a changing nation. With its low mintage, rich symbolism, and national design, it is a beloved treasure among collectors and historians alike. whether you're drawn to its scarcity, its craftsmanship, or its place in Australia's political timeline. The 1972 50-cent piece remains one of the most sought-after and meaningful coins from the modern era of Australian currency. The next step, 1973 Australian 50 cents coin, is one of the most prized and sought-after coins in modern Australian numismatics, not because of an exotic design or a commemorative theme, but because of its rarity, low mintage, and its role in the ongoing story of Australia's nationhood. Minted during a year of national reform and cultural evolution, the 1973 50-cent coin stands today as a symbol of a time when Australia was reshaping its political and social identity under new leadership and modern ideals. In 1973, Australia was in the midst of a major transformation. Prime Minister Gough Whitlam, Labour Party, elected in late 1972, establishment of universal healthcare foundations, introduction of free university education, beginning of Australia's cultural policy revolution, formal end of military conscription, focus on national identity, arts, and indigenous affairs. Amid this social revolution, coins continued to reflect Australia's official symbols and monarchical tradition, balancing tradition with change. Feature specification: denomination 50 cents, composition chronicle, 75% copper, 25% nickel, mass 15.55 grams, diameter 31.65 mm, Chapardo decagold, 12-sided edge, plain mint, Royal Australian Mint, Canberra, mintage 40 approx, issue type circulating with limited proof issues, portrait Arnold Mark in UK, Royal Mint, reverse design Stuart Devlin, Commonwealth Coat of Arms designer Arnold Machin, used from 1966 to 1984. Appearance: a young Queen Elizabeth II, crowned with the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Elizabeth Australia, 1973. The portrait signifies Australia's constitutional monarchy and its ties to the British Commonwealth. Tiara is a nod to royal continuity, grace, and tradition. It reflects Australia's global position in the early 1970s as both an independent state and a member of the Commonwealth realm. Designer Stuart Devlin, Australian goldsmith and Royal Mint artist's shield, represents the 6 states of Australia. Supporters: the kangaroo and emu, uniquely Australian animals that cannot move backwards, symbolizing progress. Federation star: the 7-pointed star above the shield, 6 states plus territories. Wattle branches: the wattle is Australia's national floral emblem. Each state's emblem is embedded into the shield. New South Wales NSW, St George's Cross with a lion and stars. Victoria Vic, crown and stars. Queensland QLD, Maltese cross and crown. South Australia SA, the piping shrike. Western Australia WA, black swan. Tasmania Tas, red lion. The coat of arms reflects geopolitical unity across Australia's diverse regional identities, tied together under federal governance. 1973 mintage, approximately 4 million coins. This is the second lowest mintage of any standard Australian 50-cent coin, issued for circulation after the introduction of the dodecagonal shape in 1969. Most coins went directly into circulation, with relatively few saved in pristine condition. A limited number of proof versions were struck for collector sets. These coins were not released into general circulation, making them rarer and more valuable. The 1973 50C was a standard issue coin used across Australia. High demand in commerce at the time meant heavy usage, leading to rapid wear. Due to the low mintage, most examples today are well circulated. Scarcity of high-grade examples makes it one of the most desirable coins for collectors. The 1973 coin is one of the key dates in an Australian 50-cent coin collection. Uncirculated improved versions are heavily sought after due to their low availability. Grade description: estimated value ORD circulated F2VF, moderate to heavy wear $3, 10 extremely fine EF light wear. But most detail remains $15, $25 about UNC very minimal wear. Nearly mint $40, $60 uncirculated UNC no wear, strong luster, and strike $70, $110 proof perfect mirror finish. Only in sets $150, $250 plus kangaroo and emu native fauna. Emblems of forward motion and national pride. State shields encapsulate the political geography of the Commonwealth of Australia. Federation star reflects Australia's federal system and the unification of states and territories. Mint location: all coins were produced by the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, the nation's capital, symbolizing central government and authority. This design firmly anchors the 1973 50-cent coin in both geographical identity and national purpose. Euro mintage notes: 19,725.6 million, low mintage, scarce 19734.0 million, very low mintage, highly sought 19748. 9 million, higher mintage, easier to find. The 1973 coin is rarer than almost any other standard 50C coin, making it a key date in the series. Avoid polished coins. Many circulated 1973 coins were clean to appear more valuable. Look for sharp detail on the Queen's hair and tiara, clear definition in the kangaroo's tail and emu's feathers, no flat spots on the Federation star or shield. Store properly in coin flips, acid-free holders or capsules to maintain value. The 1973 Australian 50-cent coin is a rare and symbolic artifact of modern Australian numismatic history. Its low mintage, coupled with cultural and political significance, makes it a standout in the decimal series. It represents a nation in transition under the Whitlam government, a snapshot of Australia's federal and regional geography, a design that fuses tradition and national pride. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner building a 50-cent type set, the 1973 50-cent coin is essential not only for its value, but for the story it tells about Australia's identity, heritage, and progress. The next step, 1979 Australian 50 cents coin, is part of the enduring decimal coin series that began in 1966, though it may appear ordinary to the casual observer. The 1979 issue represents a meaningful part of the evolution of Australian coinage and the nation's commitment to federation. This coin features the Commonwealth coat of arms on the reverse and the Arnold Machen portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. While not as scarce as some of the earlier 1970s issues, the 1979 50C has its own unique interest, especially due to its mint varieties, including the well-known double bar variety. 1979 was a year of economic, political, and social transitions. Prime Minister Malcolm Fraser, Liberal Party, global context, oil crises and economic challenges worldwide, domestic focus, economic management, growing multiculturalism, and national identity, decimal currency. Fully embraced by Australians since 1966, by 1979, the 50-cent coin had become widely accepted as a symbol of Australian federal unity, and its distinctive 12-sided shape made it easily identifiable in daily use. Featured tail denomination 50 cents composition chronicles 75% copper, 25% nickel, weight 15.55 grams, diameter 31.65 Mejka plain chip, Coke 12-sided mint, Royal Australian Mint, Canberra portrait, Queen Elizabeth II, Arnold Machen design, reverse design, Stuart Devlin Australian coat of arms, mint 24,919,000 coins, designer Arnold Machen, used from 1966 to 1984. Portrait, a youthful Queen Elizabeth II wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Elizabeth II Australia 1979. The Queen's image on the obverse links Australia to the British monarchy and its place in the Commonwealth of Nations. The regal but youthful depiction reinforces stability, tradition, and constitutional continuity. Designer, Stuart Devlin, goldsmith to the Queen. Kangaroo and emu, national fauna, chosen for their inability to move backwards, signifying forward progress. Shield divided into 6 segments, each representing one of the Australian states: NSW Cross and Lion Vic, Crown and Southern Cross QLD, Maltese Cross and Crown SA, Piping Shrike WA, Black Swan Tas, Red Lion Federation Star 7-pointed, star above the shield, 6 states plus territories. Wattle branches of Australia's national floral emblem frame the coat of arms. This reverse design celebrates Australia's geography and political structure. Each segment of the shield represents a state's identity. The emu and kangaroo represent Australia's unique ecosystem. The Federation Star acknowledges both statehood and territory inclusion under one federal nation. Total mintage up 24.9 million, one of the higher mintage years in the 1970s. Struck exclusively at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, a well-known die variety of the 1979 50 cent, shows to faint. Parallel lines bars behind the emu's head between the emu and the shield. The bars were part of the original master design but often faded or were polished out on working dies. Circulated, $3 Australian, $10 uncirculated, $25 Australian, $60 higher grade. Examples command premium prices in the collector market. The 1979 50C coin was widely distributed into general circulation, found easily in circulation in the 1980s-90s. Today, worn examples are common in loose change. Circulated examples may show surface dulling wear on Queen's facial features and tiara flattening of shield and star details despite its large mintage. Uncirculated or high-grade examples are far less common. Collectors seek well-preserved coins, especially with crisp edge definition and clear reverse details. Grade description, estimated value, odd circulated F2VF, noticeable wear, common 50 cents dollar to extremely fine EF light wear. Most design visible $3, $5 about. Uncirculated nearly perfect with minor handling marks $6, $12 uncirculated UNC no wear. Full luster $15, $25 choice BU sharp strike. Top mint condition $30, $50 proof from sets special mirror finish. Collector only $50, $80 plus double bar UNC special variety. Higher demand $25, $60 plus. The 1979 50 cent coin is a visual summary of Australia's federation, states, and environment. Each state's badge or crest appears on the shield. The Federation Star above unifies all under one national identity. The emu and kangaroo represent fauna found across most of Australia. Wattle frames the arms as a nod to native flora. The coin subtly reinforces Australia's unity amid geographical diversity, serving as both a legal tender and an educational tool. Look for uncleaned coins with full reverse detail. Verify double bar varieties with magnification. Invest in proper storage, non-PVC flips, capsules, albums. 1979 coins in mint rolls or sets are rare and valued. Avoid polished coins though shiny. These have diminished value. Year mintage notes 19,725.6 million scores. High collector demand 19734 million. Very low mintage key date 1975190 million. Common. Widely circulated 197924 9 million. High notable variety although not rare by mintage. The double bar variety and high-grade examples elevate 1979 coins in collector interest. The 1979 Australian 50-cent coin is a remarkable example of functional design, national symbolism, and new intrigue. While its mintage was large, the presence of die varieties like the double bar and the challenge of finding well-preserved examples make it a valuable entry point for collectors and historians. It reflects Australia's geographical and political landscape, loyalty to constitutional monarchy, and pride in unique national flora and fauna. Whether you're building a full decimal collection or simply fascinated by Australia's coins, the 1979 50 cent is an essential and affordable piece of Australia. The next step, 1974 Australian 50 cents. Coin is part of the enduring series of decimal coinage that reflects the evolving identity of Australia through its design, function, and cultural symbolism. Though not rare compared to earlier 1970s issues, the 1974 coin is a solid representative of the standard coat of arms design and is important for both historical and collector perspectives. This coin features Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and the Australian coat of arms on the reverse. It was struck during a politically charged and transformative period, yet maintained continuity in design, representing Australia's federated the structure in its constitutional monarchy. 1974 was a significant year in Australian political and social history. Prime Minister Gough Whitlam Labour Party. The 1974 federal election was held early due to a double dissolution, a major focus on healthcare, Medibank, indigenous land rights, and education reform. Cyclone Tracy would devastate Darwin later that year, December 1974, reshaping federal emergency policy. In this climate of rapid modernization and reform, the nation's coinage served as a stable, unifying force, emphasizing tradition, unity, and national pride. Featured a tail denomination 50 cents metalcro nickel 75% copper, 25% nickel, weight 15.55 grams, diameter 31.65 mm, Shapoto decagold 12-sided edge, plain mint, Royal Australian Mint, Canberra reverse design, Arnold Markin, Queen Elizabeth II reverse designs, Devlin Australian coat of arms, mintage prox 8,900,000 coins, portrait designed by British sculptor Arnold Machin, features a young Queen Elizabeth II wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Elizabeth to Australia 1974. The Queen's image represents Australia's constitutional monarchy and links to the British Crown. Though the nation was asserting greater sovereign identity under Whitlam, the monarchy remained the official head of state. This portrait was used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984, making it a consistent emblem of the era. Designer Stuart Devlin, Master Goldsmith. Shield, 6 segments, each representing an Australian state. Kangaroo and emu, national animals that cannot walk backward, symbolizing progress. Federation Star, 7.6 states plus territories. Wattle, native floral emblem of Australia, frames the shield. New South Wales, St. George's Cross with lion and stars, Victoria. Crown and stars of the Southern Cross, Queensland. Maltese cross and crown. South Australia, piping shrike, native bird. Western Australia, black swan, Tasmania. Red lion. This reverse highlights Australia's geographical and political federation, expressed through distinct state emblems. The kangaroo and emu live across most of Australia's diverse climates, from deserts to bushlands. The black swan, wah, and piping shrike SA are symbolic of regional ecology and identity. The coat of arms unites these states under a single Commonwealth, reinforced by the Federation Star, minted in Canberra, the nation's capital, representing central government and national unity. Mintage approx 8.9 million coins, no special varieties or commemorative versions issued in 1974, compared to earlier low mintage years, for example, 1972 and 1973. The 1974 issue is more readily available. Year mintage note 19,725.6 million. Scarce, low supply 19734 million. Very rare, collector key date 19748 9 million. Moderate availability 197519 million. Common. The 1974 50-cent coin was minted for general circulation. It was actively used throughout the 1970s and 1980s, commonly found with wear on the Queen's facial features and tiara. smoothing of shield details, dull finish from decades of handling. As with most circulated coins, value is minimal unless in high condition or a full roll, while not rare in circulated condition. Uncirculated or proof-like examples are significantly harder to find and attract collector interest. Grade description value AUD circulated FVF moderate wear 50 cents $, to extremely fine EF light wear. Most detail intact $2 $5 about UNC AUNC nearly mint. Minor marks $8 $15 uncirculated UNC no wear. Strong luster. Well struck $20 $35 choice boo. Specimen premium quality. From mint sets $40 $60 plus full mint roll to OUNC coins. Sealed from mint $300 $400 plus. Look for strong rim definition on all 12 sides. Avoid polished or cleaned coins. Value drops significantly. Verify clear details on the coat of arms and Queen's portrait. Mint set coins are rare for 1974. Proof coins were not issued individually. The 1974 50-cent coin offers excellent educational value. Federalism explains how Australia is made of individual states. Symbols encourages recognition of national flora and fauna. Monarchy raises questions about Australia's relationship with the Crown. Minting teaches about materials, weight, and anti-counterfeiting shapes. The 1974 Australian 50-cent coin is a solid, iconic representation of mid-20th century Australian identity where old world loyalty and new world pride met in the form of currency. It reflects a nation moving forward under reform, a design committed to celebrating federalism and native identity, and a portrait of a queen that symbolized continuity during change. Though not the rarest issue, the 1974 50C remains an important part of any Australian decimal collection, particularly when found in high-grade condition. The next step, 1975 Australian 50-cent coin, continues the legacy of decimal currency introduced in 1966, carrying the familiar imagery of Queen Elizabeth II and the Australian coat of arms. While not a commemorative issue or a rare variety, the 1975 50C is significant due to its high mintage, functional symbolism, and its place during a politically and socially turbulent time in Australia's history. It is a standard issue coin that exemplifies national identity, political geography, and heritage, ideal for collectors building complete decimal sets or those interested in mid-1970s Australian culture. 1975 was a watershed year in modern Australian politics, remembered most notably for the constitutional crisis that led to the dismissal of Prime Minister Gough Whitlam Labour. Until the 11th of November 1975, Malcolm Fraser Liberal installed as caretaker PM by the Governor-General. The dismissal of the Whitlam government remains one of the most controversial and significant political events in Australian history. The year reflected tension between parliamentary democracy and constitutional monarchy. There was ongoing social reform, including in education, healthcare, indigenous affairs, and urban planning. In this turbulent time, the image of the Queen on the nation's coinage symbolized the continued role of the Crown, while the reverse design reinforced unity among the states and territories. Featured a tel denomination 50 cents composition nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel, weight 15.55 grams, diameter 31.65 mej, plainchipet cock, 12-sided, mint, Royal Australian Mint, Canberra, mintage 19,000 obs. Designer Arnold Marchand, Queen Elizabeth II, reverse designer Stuart Devlin, Australian coat of arms portrait by Arnold Marchand. First used in 1966. Tiara. The Queen wears the girls of Great Britain and Ireland. Tiara Elizabeth II Australia. 1975. The continued use of the Queen's image symbolizes Australia's status as a constitutional monarchy. In the context of the 1975 dismissal, this image gained deeper significance, as the Governor-General Sir John Kerr, representative of the Crown, exercised reserve powers to dismiss the elected government. The Queen, while ceremonial in her role, was central to the debate around Australia's identity and future direction. Designer Stuart Devlin, one of Australia's most respected coin designers. Shield with 6 sections, each representing one of Australia's states. Supporters: kangaroo and emu, native fauna that represent forward motion, neither can walk backward easily. Federation star, 7.6 for the states and 1 for all territories. Wattle branches surround the shield as a nod to Australia's national floral emblem. NSW St. George's Cross and Lion Victoria Crown and Southern Cross. Queensland Maltese Cross and Crown, South Australia. Piping Shrike, Western Australia. Black Swan, Tasmania. Red Lion. This design highlights Australia's regional diversity and national unity. The kangaroo and emu represent vast ecological zones, while the shield unites the political map of Australia. The coat of arms serves as a visual map of the Australian Federation. Animals: the kangaroo and emu are found in diverse habitats, from coastal regions to the interior outback. Shield designs: each symbol reflects the unique identity and pride of the states. The 7-pointed Federation star acknowledges both state and territory inclusion in national governance. The coin serves not only as currency, but also as a teaching tool of Australia's political geography. Total mintage approx 19 million coins produced at Royal Australian Mint, Canberra Mint rolls and bags. Large quantities were released to banks and circulation points across the country. Year mintage collector demand 19734 million, high demand 19748. 9 million moderate 197,519 million high, but still collectible in UNC 197,625 million common released as part of normal commerce. Circulated examples are very common and often show smoothing on the Queen's hair and tiara, where on the emu, kangaroo, and the fine detail of the shield. Dull finish and potential edge knocks from decades of use, though circulated coins are common. Finding true uncirculated coins from 1975 is increasingly difficult. Gray description value odd circulated F2VF heavyware. Minimal details 50 cents dollar to extremely fine EF lightware on high points $2 $5 about UNC almost uncirculated. Small marks $8 $12 uncirculated UNC full luster. Nowhere $15 $25 choice BU exceptional quality. Strong strike $30 $50 plus. Mint roll 20 coins. Sealed mint condition $250 $350 plus tip. Coins from mint bags are often better preserved, but only those stored in protective holders have true long-term collector value. The 1975 50-cent coin offers multiple layers of educational richness. Historical, tied to the year of the Whitlam dismissal and national constitutional debate. Political symbol of Australia's ongoing ties to the monarchy. Geographical, contains visual references to all states and territories. Ecological, emu and kangaroo represent Australia's biodiversity. Whether you're teaching students or explaining federal structure, this coin provides a multidisciplinary entry point. The 1975 Australian 50 cents coin is more than just a piece of metal. It is a time capsule reflecting the political upheaval, geographic pride, and institutional structure of a nation on the edge of change. Though not rare, it is valuable in historical and educational terms. And uncirculated examples continue to be worthy targets for collectors aiming to complete their decimal sets. It represents a monarch's symbolic presence in a time of political crisis, the enduring unity of 6 states and multiple territories, and the strengths of Australia's cultural and ecological identity. The second last step 1996 Australian 50 cents coin is part of the enduring standard issue series of Australian decimal currency. Though it's not a commemorative coin or a rare mintage, it remains a symbol of Australia's national unity, state identities, and the monarchy during a decade of growing discussion about republicanism and national identity. This coin was minted in an era where Australia was grappling with its historical foundations, its multicultural future, and its relationship to the Crown. Despite its high mintage, the 1996 50C coin holds significance due to its timing in Australia's modern evolution and is also a key date in many complete decimal collections. 1996 marked a pivotal point in Australia's recent political and cultural development. Paul Keating Labor until March 1996. John Howard Liberal elected in March 1996. Transition of political leadership. After 13 years of Labor government, growing debate over Australia becoming a republic. Establishment of the gun buyback program following the Port Arthur massacre. Indigenous reconciliation and national identity were central issues. The Australian Constitution remained intact, but conversations about the monarchy were intensifying. In this climate, the standard coat of arms 50-cent coin continued as a steady national symbol, a reminder of Australia's federated structure and shared heritage, even amid calls for change. Featured ATL denomination 50 cents composition chronicles 75% copper, 25% nickel, weight 15.55 grams, diameter 31.65 mcap. Kogel 12-sided, edge plane. Obverse designer Raphael Maclove, Queen Elizabeth II. Reverse designer Stuart Devlin. Australian coat of arms, Mint Royal Australian Mint, Canberra mintage 22,030,000. Portrait designer Raphael Maclove, used from 1985 to 1998. Depiction Queen Elizabeth II in more mature form, wearing the George IV state diadem. Elizabeth II, Australia, 1996. This portrait emphasized elegance and dignity, reflecting the Queen's enduring role into her later reign. It represents the constitutional structure of Australia, where the monarch remains head of state, even as Republican debates increased in prominence throughout the mid-1990s. Designer Stuart Devlin, world-renowned Australian coin designer and goldsmith. Shield, emblems of the 6 states. Supporters, kangaroo left and emu right. Wattle branches, native Australian flora encircling the shield. Federation star, 7-pointed star atop the shield. 6 states plus territories. New South Wales, NSW cross of St. George with a lion. Victoria crown and Southern Cross. Queensland Maltese cross and crown. South Australia, piping shrike native bird. Western Australia, black swan. Tasmania, red lion. This coin carries layered meaning for Australia's geographical and political structure. The reverse design promotes the idea of federal unity, 6 states plus multiple territories united under One Commonwealth, kangaroo and emu represent Australia's fauna and are native to almost all regions. Wattle symbolizes native flora, especially in New South Wales and ACT. The coin functions as a national icon. Each segment of the shield is a symbolic map of Australia's states and their cultural historical emblems. It also subtly represents a pan-Australian identity amidst growing multiculturalism. Featured Tailtal mintage 22 million coins. Mintral Australian Mint, Canberra commemoratus, issued in 1996. None for the 50C denomination, though not rare. This mintage level makes the 1996 coin readily available in circulation yet well preserved. Examples are increasingly collected as part of decade or portrait sets. Entered general circulation in early 1996 and remained in regular use. Still, occasionally encountered in circulation, today though many are worn. It is legal tender for transactions up to $5 in a single payment per the Currency Act 1965. Likely to show surface scratches and handling marks, flattening on Queen's portrait and shield details, toning or tarnish due to nickel content. While circulated 1996 coins are common, uncirculated UNC and higher grade examples are sought by collectors, especially those aiming to complete decade sets. Raphael Maclove portrait sets, full coat of arms sets 1966. Present grading and market value OD-2025. Grade description value ORD circulated F2 VF heavyware. Flattened features 50 cents. $1 extremely fine EF minor wear. Design mostly intact. $1 to about uncirculated Nerly mint. Light contact marks $3, $5 uncirculated UNC no wear. Mint luster intact $8, $15 choice boo. Specimen exceptional strike. Brilliant finish $20, $30 plus mint roll 20 coins. Is issued from mint sealed $200, $250 plus no standalone commemorative or proof. 50C issued in 1996. However, 1996 proof sets and mint sets were issued by the Royal Australian Mint, which included the standard 50C coin. 1996 proof sets contain highly polished versions of the 50C coin, not intended for circulation. These are highly sought after for their visual clarity and technical perfection. This coin offers important insights into teaches about Australia's constitutional monarchy, federalism, and state structure. Encourages awareness of native flora and fauna, for example, emu, kangaroo, wattle. Shield symbols lead to exploration of state emblems and colonial heritage. Reflects the 1990s debate over becoming a republic, national symbolism, and British ties. The 1996 Australian 50 cents coin may not be rare, but it serves as an emblem of national pride and identity during a formative political era. It sits at the intersection of whether you're a numismatist, a historian, or simply a curious collector. This coin offers value in understanding modern Australia both as it was and as it sought to define itself in the post-colonial era. The last step, 1999 Australian 50 cents. Coin is part of Australia's enduring standard coinage and represents more than just currency. It reflects national unity, sovereign identity and geographic heritage. Though not a commemorative release, it holds special significance as the final standard 50C coin before the year 2000. A year that marked both the century's end and major cultural and political reflection in Australia. 1999 was a time when Australians were once again re-examining their national identity, their relationship to the monarchy, and their future as a republic. This coin, bearing the Queen's image and the federal coat of arms, served as a subtle but powerful reminder of the country's constitutional structure and federated foundation. 1999 was a pivotal year socially and politically in Australia. Prime Minister John Howard Liberal Party. Major national event. The 1999 Australian Republic referendum, the 6th of November. Voters rejected the proposal to become a republic and removed the Queen as head of state. Rising nationalism and debate over indigenous rights and reconciliation. A growing multicultural identity in an increasingly globalized world. Preparations underway for the Sydney 2000 Olympics, which would place Australia on the global stage. In this charged climate, the 1999 50-cent coin was quietly minted and circulated as a symbol of continuity bridging monarchy, nationhood, and geography. Featured at a nomination 50 cents composition chronicle, 75% copper, 25% nickel weight, 15.55 grams diameter, 31.65 mm epidode decogel, 12-sided edge planar designer in Rank-Broadley Queen Elizabeth II reverse designer Stuart Devlin, Australian coat of arms, Mintrail Australian Mint, Canberra mintage, 16,548,000 portrait designer, Ian Rank-Broadley introduced in 1999, portrait debut, the 1999 50 cent. Coin was the first year this new, more realistic portrait of the Queen appeared. A more mature and frankly realistic depiction of Queen Elizabeth II, designed to reflect her status as a respected elder stateswoman. Elizabeth II Australia 1999. This was the first major update to the Queen's portrait since 1985, marking a generational change in numismatic design, coming in the same year as the Republic referendum. It held deep symbolic meaning, highlighting Australia's continued place within the Commonwealth. Designer, Stuart Devlin. The Commonwealth coat of arms, granted in 1912, shield with 6 emblems, one for each state, supported by kangaroo and emu, 2 iconic native animals. Framed with golden wattle, Australia's national floral emblem. A 7-pointed Federation star sits atop the shield. New South Wales, St. George's Cross and Lion. Victoria Crown and Southern Cross. Queensland, Maltese Cross and Crown. South Australia, Piping Shrike. Western Australia, Black Swan. Tasmania, Red Lion. This design represents the political geography of Australia, a federation of distinct states under one national identity. The 1999 50-cent coin captures several layers of Australian identity. Each state's symbol on the shield reflects its geography, heritage, and self-identity. The Federation star symbolizes all states and territories, promoting a united Commonwealth. The kangaroo and emu are found across vast regions of Australia, coastal plains, deserts, and forests. These animals were chosen because they cannot walk backward, symbolizing national progress. The wattle is native to much of Australia and blooms in spring, representing renewal and resilience. Category detailment at 16,548,000 coins. Mint Royal Australian Mint Canberra. Other versions appeared in 1999. Mint sets and proof sets. Special coins. No commemorative 50. C coins in 1999. Though this is a relatively high mintage, the transition to a new Queen's portrait makes this a key coin for collectors. Entered general circulation in early 1999. Used in everyday transactions through the late 1990s and 2000s. Legal tender for amounts up to $5 in coin-only payments. May show toning due to nickel content. Wear around the Queen's cheek, crown, and the coat of arms. Flattened edges on the 12-sided border due to long-term handling. 1999 coins are generally easy to find in circulated condition, but uncirculated and mint examples have a higher value, especially due to the first use of the Rank-Broadley portrait. Grey description. Estimated value. Odd circulated fine VF. Noticeable wear. Lost luster 50 cents. $1 extremely fine EF. Slight wear. Design mostly visible. $1, $2.50. About uncirculated. Very minor contact marks. Nearly mint. $3, $6 uncirculated UNC. Brilliant finish. Nowhere. $8, $15 choice boo. Specimen mint set quality. Full luster $20, $30 plus mint roll 20 coins. Sealed roll in mint state $250, $350. The 1999 50C coin was included in. These sets featured superior strike versions of the coin, preserved in hard plastic packaging. Fun fact, these sets were also a commemorative milestone, representing the last standard sets of the 20th century. This coin reflects several powerful themes coincided with the Republic referendum, a turning point in Australian civic debate. Despite national discussion about removing the monarchy, this coin reaffirmed Australia's constitutional continuity, explains Australia's federal system using state symbols, teaches about flora and fauna native to the continent, illustrates the evolution of the monarchy's portrayal on currency, emphasizes statehood within a federated structure. The coat of arms makes it a pocket-sized symbol of national geography. The 1999 Australian 50-cent coin is not just another circulating issue, it is a milestone coin, representing the first appearance of Rank-Broadley's portrait of the Queen, a symbol of national unity amid discussions of change, and a reminder of Australia's unique federal and natural heritage. Though not rare, this coin plays a key role in portrait transition sets, decade sets, federation and monarchy-related collections.